Well, there you are. As always, glad you stopped by for more Explore Tulsa.
Now, Stevie, when you were in school, you worked for your grandpa, didn't you?
Oh yeah, summers and holidays, working construction, and that hot Houston weather. My grandpa always would get mad at me too because I'd wear shorts and then take off my shirt so that I could keep my tan even.
That might have been a little TMI. But for J.R. Prather, keeping it in the family paid off big for Lucas Metalworks.
It's anybody that wants to keep anything out of the weather. Anything that the hail can tear up, you're better off to put it in a building. He started in 1968. He ran it just kind of a hobby shop, something to play with. Then he decided to, while he's here, he's going to sell some material, close it down for a few years, and then we opened it up again in about 1995, 96. He liked to weld, he liked to build stuff for the farm, just first one thing then the other. I've always worked on the farm and in the shop. He taught me to weld in the shop and everything. I've been through it from start to finish. He kind of started back in business, like I say, around 96 or so. Went along there a couple of years and I kept pressuring him to build a building, and finally we built a building and it took off from there. Just we kind of found a void around here that we really didn't know was here, and it all went from there. Well, quite a lot. The processes are all the same. We have a full CNC plasma that we use to cut a lot of our steel, a lot of our plates with. We have an automatic welder that we've upgraded to that does a really good job. This machine behind me here is our newest addition, and it's just a roll former that rolls flat stock out of a coil and rolls it into shapes. It starts up in our office. We have an engineering software now. The software we use is called MBS, Metal Building Software. We give them a skeletal view, a 3D skeletal view. That's got the length, the width, the height, where the doors are located, so on and so forth. They sign off on that, making sure all the doors are the right size and the right location. And it starts with hauling the dirt, getting the dirt right, getting your pad built, your concrete poured, and then you start standing steel. It's just like a big erector set. Building's pretty much a building. It's the customer service that we really feel like sets us apart. Invariably something will happen, something will be messed up on site, whether it's a piece of trim, they cut it wrong, if they're cutting around a door or whatnot. Forklift may run over a piece of iron and bend it. We understand you have a bunch of contractors sitting out there with nothing to do, and you're waiting on one piece of steel. We pretty well jump through hoops to get it done, hopefully out to them the next day. This building's pretty well insulated. We have, I think, 3 heaters in here, one in this end of the building and 2 in the other, and it keeps it pretty warm. We did a 300 by 500 in Dodge City, Kansas here a few years ago. It was originally going to be for some sort of a big manufacturing facility, and now it is the Western States Expo Center in Dodge City. I do know there was a little tornado went through Nowata, north of Nowata here a few years ago, and buildings on each side of ours were blown down, but ours stood up to it. I want to continue growing and pick up new contractors and more buildings. And well, we started out with 2 or 3 employees, and now we have about 45. It means a lot to me. It seems like I feel like I'm helping some of the community out.